Welcome to Radio Boomers Live, the show about all things human from a baby boomer's perspective. All things hot and all things not. News, reviews, interviews, chat, tech, and what's next. And here are your hosts, Reatha Gray from Betty White's Off Their Rockers and Easy's dad, Jim Zuley.
Good morning.
Reatha, good morning, Radio Boomers Live listeners all over the world. Wow, Reatha, it's, I would say these times are a little different. What would you say? I mean,
it's a little different, but we're here and we're Radio Boomers Live, broadcasted on Easy Way Radio, powered by Blog Talk Radio, and we're still here. What can we say?
Oh, that's for sure. And, you know, it's exciting, Reef, what's going on. It's, talk about changing times. That's kind of an understatement, I guess. But what's going on with the show, you know, starting in April, Reef, we will have a podcast category of all our Radio Boomers Live shows on the Apple App Store on Easy Way Network, and soon on Android. How about that? Put that in your
All right.
And everybody knows, go to easywayinfo.com and check it all out. And Easy Way Blog Talk and iHeartRadio. Boy, I'll tell you, it's really piling up. It's getting pretty interesting. We're getting out there. So, of course, I know this is par for the course for Reatha Gray. I mean, she's already out there, but you know, sometime I'm going to interview you, you know. What was it like working with Betty White and Off Their Rockers and the behind-the-scenes stuff? We got to touch base on some of that. That's got to be, it's a different life, right, Reef? You know?
It is definitely a different life, and in the midst of the coronavirus and everything else, I actually have an audition this morning, so I'm going to be checking out about halfway through the show. I'm amazed. I kept waiting for them to cancel it. But the show must go on.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, we're not shut down yet. So with that, we're going to roll into our hot topics and see what's up.
All right.
Ripped from the headlines, today's hot topics.
Well, by now, everyone on the planet has heard about the coronavirus. And my hot topic is forget going to get the toilet paper. Forget cleaning out the Kleenex and the paper towels. Get your meds. That's the one thing that you really need to get your hands on. There's absolutely run-on supermarkets, at least in my neighborhood, for paper goods, canned goods. And I understand that. But people, really, you need to get your meds. A lot of the ingredients for these medicines only come from China, and they have been shut down for a while now. And so you need to make sure that you order your prescriptions. You can only get so much, so it's not like you can get a year's supply. But usually you can get 3 months' supply. Make sure if you need a refill on your prescription that you get a message to your doctor to refill it, and go to your pharmacy and pick it up. I know sometimes seniors can't afford to buy 3 months' supply at once, but this might be a good investment because if something happens and we've got a shortage of meds, you'll be out of luck. So that's my advice to everybody. Forget the toilet paper. You can always cut up newspaper, old magazines or something, but do it like they did it in the old days. But the meds, nothing's going to replace your blood pressure medicine, your heart medicine, your diabetes medicine. Nothing's going to replace that. So that's my advice to everyone. If you don't get anything else, get your meds. What's your hot topic, Jim?
Well, Reatha, that's a good tip because, if nothing else, keep the meds going to keep you healthy. Federal Reserve slashes interest rates to zero. I'll catch up on that, and we'll figure out what's going on there. As part of a worldwide range, this is well, it's worldwide. It's for the intervention. They did a slash to zero. This is unprecedented. Yes, if you were ever thinking of purchasing a property, now's the time, right? Well, rates are low, and as far as the Fed's going down to zero, we'll talk about that. It's a dramatic step to make borrowing as cheap as possible for American households and businesses as the coronavirus brings the U.S. economy to a near standstill. The range of interest is 0 to 0.25%, down range from 1 to 1.25. The cut effectively brings the nation's interest rate to 0, as President Trump urged. He's been wanting this for months. Now, this will lower the short-term loans in the HELOCs, home equity lines of credit, that if you take out $100,000, you don't have to pay any interest on it unless you use it. It's like money in the bank. But don't forget, you got to pay it back. Not necessarily a conventional 30-year. Now, that's a different animal, okay? So if Fed drops its rate, it doesn't affect that, but it could down the road. The Fed also announced it's restarting quantitative easing. All right, quantitative easing is basically it's unconventional monetary policy in which central bank buys government securities. It gets a little complicated, but they're just formats to help, purchase and so on. These actions came as the economy was heading for a recession as the CV outbreak shut down large areas of our economy, halting those coming in from the U.S. from other countries, businesses, buyers, tourists. This is when they say they're shutting the door, it's major impact, hundreds of billions. Italy had literally shut down its country, and now it's been followed by Spain and France. They've done shutdown. The COVID-19 has been declared global health emergency by the World Health Organization. This is basically turning economies of the world upside down. All right, this virus, although the coronavirus, the spread is rapid, and it's leading to havoc and everything else. It's although all this is going on, folks, a little insight about what this is in cold environments, they thrive. They thrive for basically for weeks. The virus scenarios, but they have a very short lifespan in warm climates and can die within hours, even minutes, in the warmer climates. All right, so this is you have to do your research on all this because what it does in cooler places and the flourishing. Now, in humans, the coolest part of the body in warm climates, it's going to go where it can live, and that would be the sinus cavities, okay? So if you were to keep your hands washed and keep your hands off your face and that, you go out, you're touching doorknob. There's a doctor who did a tape, you'll never touch another doorknob. And the gas pump, I don't touch the gas pump. I get a paper towel. Because you don't want to do that and then rub your eyes and things like that. The CDC recommends don't go to gatherings of 50 or more, and so on. And as far as the empty shelves, a little tip, I went down to a Mother's Market, and there was no water on the shelves, and a lot of stuff was gone, and yet there were lines going all the way through the store. I mean, I wouldn't stand in those lines no matter what. But you can go back there in the evening, and when the trucks are delivering this stuff, and they got 100 cases of water, and you take all you want. It's time to go there, So a little tip there. 3,700 coronavirus have been confirmed in the U.S., and globally 170,000 cases. But as we start locking up the doors and everything, you don't go out and it doesn't spread. This stuff, wherever it's at, it'll just sit and die. So, all right, going back to how the CV is affecting the economy, the Fed's cut its benchmark to zero. The Fed's funds rate is indirectly tied to mortgage rates, and we'll go into that. So it's good that the mortgage rates may fall down the road, okay? So it's kind of complicated. I don't think I'm going to hit you with everything, but the federal funds rate does not directly affect the rates on a 30-year. So all the zero talk does not directly affect it, but down the road, indirectly, it will give borrowers another shot at a low rate. And Reatha, I know we've been both talking about all this stuff, but the big rate, it basically caused the futures to sink and the Treasury yields to fall. There was a big hit this morning, worst drop in history. What we're talking about, 2,250 point drop opening at the trade. So we got to see after trading resumed, the Dow sank 10.5% and S&P 500 slumped, a 9.8% drop. So, this affects the down there at Wall Street. They're probably going crazy with all this stuff going on, and we just keep track. And as far as the home buyers go, if you're looking for a 30-year note, hang in there, because in a roundabout way, even though the Fed's not tied to the 30-year deal, it will, I think, lower this as time goes on, because that's the thing is, it helps the economy, because you lower the rate, people borrow, they take out these loans, and they go buy, and they buy like crazy because they have access to all this equity. Okay, Reatha, that's about it. I mean, there's so much. This has to be something separate than just a hot topic time, because I want to fill you in on all this information, but it gets pretty involved after a while. But that's
I want to know where you gonna go and borrow this money. All the offices are going to be closed. My street is dead, and usually it's teeming with traffic at this time of morning. People are afraid to go out, so I think it's great that the interest rates are getting lowered, but I don't know how much good it's going to do us.
Well, a lot of people deal online, and if you have a broker, make sure you get all your stuff in order. If you're going to buy a house, there's a lot of stuff. There's a list of 10 things. You have to have your home declaration page on your insurance. You have to have your bank statements at least 2 months. You have to have your Social Security awards letter if you have that, and your bank statement, your the mortgage statement. You have to have this all in order. So you give it to him, and then he sits and keeps track of things, And when the rate gets to the right point, it drops down. Boom, he can lock it. You have to be ready, because it takes time to get that stuff together. Holy smokes. So with that, Reatha, I think we got to move on. I think I've been talking too much here.
Looking to grow and align your brand with celebrities and other established brands? Your brand is all about your entire customer experience. Everything from your logo, your website, your social media experiences, the way you answer the phone, to the way your customers experience your staff. So why not let us help you get your branding right from the start? At Easyway Promotions, we are a new class of professionals providing first-class online branding, promotion, social media, website development, editing, graphic design, public relations, media, SEO, and online advertising to give your business the competitive edge to stand out. Our highly experienced experts will not only help you increase your online presence, but also provide you with a proven online strategy to help you increase the value of your company and make acquiring new customers easier. So what are you waiting for? Contact us today and let us help you grow your business exponentially.
For more information, contact 424-209-9290 or visit easywaypromotions.com. That's letter E, letter Z. We also encourage you to like our Facebook page at Easyway Promotions.
Boomers Forever Young is really making a name for themselves as an exciting nutritional company with products that really work. People from all over the country are starting to take notice. Their whole-person approach to health and wellness, combined with their unique array of powerful natural health products, are setting them apart from all the other companies in the nutrition industry. Their customers love the one-on-one free consultations and the results they experience. Sound a little too good to be true? Then go online to boomerboost.com today and sign up for a free consultation with a product specialist, or just give us a call at 1-800-861-4609. Again, that's boomerboost.com, or call 1-800-861-4609 to join the thousands already experiencing the benefits of Boomers Forever Young products.
Yes, indeed. And guys, Boomer Boost. I'll tell you what, it's just, health. You got to watch your health, because without that, forget all this and other stuff, because you won't be able to do it. Think you got troubles till you lose your health, my dad used to say. So we have a very, very unique guest coming on today, and I really admire people like this, because ignorance is costly. You know, I told you I made the mistake. Too many eggs in one basket for my real estate investing down in the Gulf area and the Sun Belt. And what do? Where do you go? You have money, you retire, you have a couple $100,000 in the bank, you have a couple thousand in the bank. Or our guest, Jeffrey Levine, is in the know with the tax. He was a former tax attorney, certified financial planner. He helps businesses, owners, sell their businesses within 5 to 10 years of retirement. And he tries to get the highest price. He just knows the ins and the outs. And one of the problems those baby boomers have is we just kind of don't know what's going on here. So, Jeffrey Levine, are you on with us?
Yes, I am.
There he is. And, he just that plain and simple, Jeffrey's just a nice guy. He's a nice guy, and he likes to help people, and he's in the know. Like I said, Jeffrey, we're on with Reatha Gray. Reatha was Betty White's co-host from Off Their Rockers, and she's rocking with us today.
Oh, how nice.
So, Jeff, I'll tell you, I've got, there's a bio I can read about you, but that would take about an hour. But I've got about 10,000 questions. We have, of course, now with what's going on, I bet your head is spinning too, but we got a lot of people out there that work for 30, 40 years, even more. And what do you see is coming at you as far as issues? I mean, they're sitting there, they have a business. How do you draw the line where they should sell their business, it's time to sell, or should they, maybe partially cut back the business? Or what do you think is a comfortable zone? How do you take that?
Well, I think the most important thing is, where are they in life? Are they healthy?
Okay.
That's my number one thing. Are they healthy? Number two, are they still enjoying the business, even with what's going on?
Good.
And I call it, when you wake up in the morning, you can't wait to do some business. It's in your blood. And sometimes you have family members in it also. So you're not just affecting you, you're affecting potentially families and customers of yours.
Well, it's not work if you enjoy what you're doing.
That's correct. And I always say it's love of helping people. See, it's all about helping others and being a giver. And that's how you get the most satisfaction in your life.
As you give, you'll receive.
Yeah, and it works, because how do you feel when you give? You feel great.
Feel
and
good,
how does the other person feel when they receive? It's a win-win-win. Everybody wins.
Yeah, not hoard.
Yeah.
But, so that's, all right, so if people come in to talk to you, and what would you say the age is as far as the dividing line? They're in their, the transition in their 60s. Do you think that's average retirement age? 60, well, maybe 65. And they're probably asking you, what route do I go? So do you think in an economy like we're in, is it good to be liquid? It's kind of like everything's up and down, somewhat liquid.
I always
the safety zone.
I think it's always good to be liquid. I mean, we've had such a long bull market. Everything is good. Businesses were great. However, life doesn't always go up. There's cycles. We've been in it 2000, 2001, 2002, 2008, 2009. But you know what happens? When things are so good, we forget the other side. It's a distant memory. However, stuff like this happens. It's happened before, and it'll happen again. So I'm a big fan of always being liquid, being more liquid than you need to be. Because
where do you keep all this cash? Do you put it in banks? Do you put it in your mattress? Where do you put this cash? I was going to say
mattress works.
Yeah, mattress always works. I actually had a client that used to do that in my practice. And at that point, interest rates were pretty high, and everybody used to laugh at him. But he says, I sleep on my money, and I feel better when I sleep on it. And he was always going to do that. But however, I'm a local bank guy, a big name bank, one that I can visit. So I go by mine every day. And I'm comfortable with that because it's a big name. And so that's what I would suggest right now as a safety valve.
Yeah. You know, it's like I was mentioning, I had, the proverbial all your eggs in one basket. You have to be careful. I had about 10 homes or so in the Sun Belt. For the baby boomers in the Midwest and the East Coast. They're going to be going down there and retiring and take their the snowbirds. They're going to turn into permanents. So I bought. I thought at a good time, but I didn't anticipate an 2008 recession. That was like a Great Depression hit. So what are the odds of that? And I didn't anticipate a big hurricane. So you got to be careful with the too many eggs in one basket scenario, right?
I'm always a believer, and I taught this many years ago. You never know which is going to be the right one. I mean, I put people in investments in oil, and I was like, God. However, I said to them, it doesn't always keep going up. No. You couldn't convince them. I want more oil. I want more oil. No. Let's do somewhere else. Let's diversify because we never know what's going to do well in the future. It's like when you roll the dice, you don't know what number is going to come up. So I'm a believer of lots of different eggs.
Yeah, different eggs. It's it is too risky putting all.
And cash is one of those eggs. I'm a believer that for people they should have. Everybody says 6 months worth of cash. I'm a believer that anything you need to live on, you need to have liquid.
So just hitting.
Well, how many months? If it's 6 months too many, or 3
no,
months
it's never
too few?
Too many. 6 at a minimum. Now, for clients, let's assume they're retired and they have money in the stock market. Yeah. You have to have enough liquid assets for them to live on, so in any downturn, they don't have to touch the stock market. And what happens when things go down? Eventually, they go back up. However, when they're going down, people don't think it's ever going to go up. However, it always does. If you go back over history, 1987, I remember that day, and the next day everybody was buying, including myself, because it's on sale.
Yeah.
So this is a good time to buy, I'd say, stable stocks, maybe like Google or something, and not some startup company.
Always go cream of the crop, but you
utilities.
Go very small amounts.
Yeah.
Because this could always go down further, so you don't want to get, they call it whipsawed. So I call it inch by inch is a cinch, yard by yard is hard. So you just do a tiny bit. Because next time, if it goes down further, you do inch by inch.
So we're talking some major stuff here. A big drop 2,300 for the Dow and so on, and we so we got a big drop.
Right.
So this would kind of be buy time.
Inch your way in. However, if it drops lower, you don't want to put all your eggs right now. You want to have a little piece now, and if it goes down, maybe you get another piece. However, if it goes up, you're happy, and you could buy another piece. But I think it's like doing little, I call it pennies on the dollar.
Yeah.
Because we're in an uncertain economy right now with the coronavirus.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, like I mentioned, we got a 10.5% slip with the drop in the S&P and the 500 and the 9.8% drop. So watching the market is very important to have a good broker, because you don't want to panic. So it's better basically to hold on, they say, but then again, they say hold on, but I heard another Reddit article where it said when it drops 7%, get out if you've lost 7%.
Right. That's, if you get out, the real question comes, when do you get back in? And nobody knows that answer. Because you've been whipsawed and you're scared to go back in. So do you miss the next upside?
So Jeffrey Levine is the name is definitely getting out there. Now you've got a new site, pretty exciting.
Yes.
This is a new age. Now you're a money guy. You're a security. People, if they want to get in the know and secure what they have and keep what they have, they want to talk to you. But what's going on with Jeffrey Levine? It's a new age that we all know. It's kind of exciting, right?
Oh,
you got
my
your new
God.
site and everything. You met Eric.
I am
a game changer.
Thrilled with working with Eric. What a pleasure. And Dante and the whole family is just amazing. I've never met people like this. When they say they're going to do something, they do it.
Yeah. Well, that's an important part.
And I'm excited for a couple things. Probably within a week or so, I'm coming out with a documentary called Beyond the Secret, The Awakening. Oh, yeah. And it's similar to The Secret. And this is what people are going to want to watch, because it takes a different spin on everything. There's always some lemonade in every lemon. So is every opportunity in things that don't look like an opportunity. And you just have to have more of an open mind. Things like this have happened before, and they'll happen again. I mean, I'm doing also a mastermind group with businesses. And businesses right now could use some counsel.
Well, that's for sure.
Yeah,
a lot of them they just don't know where to go. They don't know which direction to go. And Jeff, sometimes they get too big and they get lost, right? They start reaching where they want to go, and then they go, wow, what do we do now? Or we're making $2 million more a year, but they don't know how to handle it, right?
That's what I do for people, business owners. I've had business owners for 30 plus years. And in 1987, they had these issues, 2000, 2002, 2008, 2009, and it's not going to go away.
No.
They need counsel. They need an independent eye. There are blind spots. We all have them. So I always like to have a team together to help people.
Yeah,
and
that makes sense.
And I'm sort of the quarterback.
How can people get in touch with you to get this advice?
Well, I have an email. It's Jeff12 Levine, Levine,
Jeff
gmail.com.
Okay.
And also my new website, Jeffrey, Jeffrey, Levine, Levine, dot solutions, solutions.
Well, I'll tell you what, we need more. What you have to do, Jeff, is start looking into the cloning process, because we need more Jeffrey Levines out there. Too many people are out in the waters without a rudder, and they don't know where to go. And, you know, like I said, lack of knowledge can be very costly, right? Making the wrong moves.
Well, it is so important, especially now. When there's uncertainty, it's even more important than it is when there's certainty. Sometimes when you're on a boat and there are serious waves, you maybe want to stop for a second and take a time out and reassess everything. And the most important thing.
So, what's the most? Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, I think you just have to. Okay, the game is played a little differently now. So, take a look at everything in a different eye. I call it like putting on new glasses. When you get a new prescription, how do you see? Differently.
Yeah, that's good.
And
this is good stuff. I'm writing it all down.
And I appreciate everybody out there listening, because a lot of people are home now not doing things. And this is a perfect opportunity for them to learn more.
Yeah, exactly. So, guys, you want to get a hold of Jeffrey, and if you're not sure what to do, whether you're on the top of the rung or starting out in the business, get this information so you don't make mistakes down the road. And Jeff, we want to really appreciate you coming on.
And what's the website again? What was the website again?
Jeffrey Levine, Jeffrey dot solutions. And that's the place to go. Whether you're in the know or not, Jeffrey can get you on track. And
that's the key, is to keep on track and stay on track.
There you go. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Jeff, because I've met you several times. You're very interesting and just a very pleasant person. You know, and the knowledge is, boy, I'm realizing, and you realize this, you know, you realize that you don't know. The more you think you know, the more you learn you don't. And it makes such a difference. One mistake can make a big difference in your future. So thank you for coming on, Jeff, and we'd like to have you back again. We'll be seeing a lot more of you. And
I loved it.
Site's amazing, and welcome to the Easy Way family. And we love it. And all this advice, I'm just writing it all down.
Well, my pleasure, and what an opportunity to share with people in uncertain times.
Absolutely. Thanks for being on the show. I'm going to be rushing out now, Jim, and hopefully we'll see all of you next week.
Okay.
And, Jeff,
thank you so much.
Just a closer, Jeff. Your Easy Way experience has been okay with you, right?
Easy Way experience has been phenomenal. What a great group of people. They care and they're givers. That's the difference.
Well, we'd like to hear that, and we're glad you're happy with that. So, all right, Jeff, we'll let you go, and looking forward to having you back, and thanks for all the advice. You're helping so many people. And with that, guys, it's time to move on to, I think we're looking at a commercial, and Carmelita's Corner's coming up.
Are you tired of doing business the hard way? Is building your business taking too much time and energy? We can help. Introducing your ultimate solution, EasyWay Business Membership. We're a full-service digital marketing solution specializing in branding and marketing, advertising, and introductions to CEOs and influencers that can help your business thrive. Problem solved. Now you can hire our award-winning team to work for your business. We've received many prestigious awards, including the Digital Trailblazer Award by Hollywood Weekly Magazine, and we've been recognized by Congress. For just $11 a day, you'll get more exposure, reach more clients by next month, guaranteed. Here's how it works. You pay one low annual fee of $4,000, and you'll receive consulting, branding, marketing, advertising, social media support, product placement, and business introductions to help your business grow exponentially. And if you need more, we offer SEO, commercial, TV exposure, and much more for an additional rate. To recap, for just $11 a day annual membership fee, you'll receive branding, consulting, business-to-business introductions, advertising, and social media support. But don't take our word for it. Here's what our customers say.
We've been working with EasyWay Eric for the last 6 months, and literally we are slammed with work for 2 months straight, so his marketing definitely works.
To learn more, visit EasyWayNetwork.com or contact us at 877-399-2929. And don't forget to follow us on social media. On Facebook at EasyWay Network, Twitter at EasyWay Broadcast, and YouTube at EasyWay TV.
You are about to experience Carmelita's Corner. Carmelita's song Rosebud made it to the top 40s with the godfather of soul, James Brown. She's the founder of the Rose Breast Cancer Society. Now here's your host, Carmelita Pittman.
Good morning, everyone. And it's a good morning when you can wake up, isn't it? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I've got a great guest lined up for you coming your way today. And he's from Northern California, and we're connected by the airways. And his name is Stephen Gary Schliessel. I'm not sure if I pronounced the right name correctly, the last name correctly, but I'm sure he'll correct me. Good morning, Stephen.
Good morning, Carmelita.
Did I say your last name correctly?
You probably said it more correctly than most, actually. That would be the German pronunciation.
Can you tell us how to say your last name?
Schlussel is the Americanized version. But I go by, it's basically stage name Stephen Gary. I decided many years ago Schlussel was too complex, and I thought I'd stick with something simple. So we can just go with Stephen Gary for the moment.
Okay, but I'm going to make one last attempt. Schlussel.
Sure. Very good.
Got it that time.
That's right. Yeah, you got it.
All right. Well, listen, I'm so impressed with your background. You started out at a very, very precocious age of 4 years of age with the guitar, bass, and trumpet. And you wound up with getting early credits with airplay on KALX in Berkeley. And then you wound up performing around San Francisco, and you went nationwide with a college troupe. Can we start with that, and can you tell us about how that came about?
Okay. Well, I went to University of California, Berkeley, and the marching band there would put on an annual spring show, which was just this variety show with singing and dancing and all sorts of stuff like that. And so sponsored by the Rotary Club International, we went out on a tour of 23 cities, mostly in the East Coast, for the bicentennial in 1976. And so I was basically Basically the star of the show. I kind of was the MC for the second half and did a bunch of singing and dancing in it, and had a blast all through the summer.
Wow, I didn't know you danced too.
I don't.
You don't?
But we managed to make it work anyway.
Oh, okay. There's nothing like improv. That's
yeah,
great.
Yeah, well, you know how it is on the stage. The show must go on. So they tell me I have to dance, and so I did. But I would never try it again.
No. Well, you never know. You might get another opportunity. But anyway, moving on with your background, you became in demand as a vocalist and as a studio performer. And you performed with prominent names, including the Russian pop star Sasha, Melania. Melanie. I remember that.
Melanie,
yeah, she's the one that had that song, I've Got a Brand New Pair of Roller Skates, right? The same one?
That's right, yeah. That was really funny. I'll tell you briefly on that. I was friends with a lady named Raven Kane, who's a marvelous singer and composer, and along with a partner of hers, they put together this idea for a cartoon series. Me and my friends, and the lead character was Denton the Dragon. And they put together this whole musical version of it, and they recorded this, and it was narrated by Elliot Gould. And Denton the Dragon was played by Melanie. And so I wound up singing background vocals, in my best cartoon voice for two of the songs on the album. That's how I got to sing and work with Melanie.
Oh, well, that's wonderful. I mean, that was a huge hit. And, it would be great if we could hear some of your music while we're talking. I mean, I listened to your entire CD, your new CD that you just released, Things Change, and I was so impressed. I mean, every cut on there was just wonderful. And I would like to have our engineer bring some of that into play while we're having this conversation, and we will be listening to your major cut on there before we exit the air. So anyway, getting back about your background, I want to move on that you also performed with Chick Corea. He's a great jazz master. And the
amazing.
Australian pop star, Kate Ceberano.
Yeah, Kate is amazing. Not really known outside of Australia, but there's basically two or three of the top. She's basically one of the top pop stars over the last 40 years, really. In Australia, and I got to work with her a number of times. She's wonderful.
Well, then you've moved on to perform overseas with other performers. You've had over 15,000 performances in the United States, Canada, the Caribbean, Mexico, South America, and you've performed with top Mexican pop stars. And can you tell us about some of those stars in Mexico?
I think that the most stunning was really with Amanda Miguel and Diego Verdaguer. They're kind of a power couple in Mexico. And Amanda in the 80s was kind of known as the Madonna of Mexico. She was. I got to work with, and then Diego had some huge hits all over the Spanish-speaking world in the 70s. And so I was working on a cruise ship, and the cruise ship was docked in Acapulco at the time. And Amanda and Diego came on, and we took a whole day of rehearsal to learn their set. which is difficult because being from America and being English-speaking, I had no familiarity with their music at all. So it was really just kind of like, okay, figure it all out. We finished rehearsing maybe a half an hour before we were supposed to start our performance, and then Amanda had to get ready. And so the performance went, we had the governor of the state there, we had the mayor, we had just anybody who could beg, borrow, or steal a ticket was crowded into this little theater. And they waited. I couldn't even tell you how many hours, to get ready. And then when she finally came on stage, you could hear the whole audience go, oh. And she was just fantastic. Both of them were.
Wow, that's
marvelous,
awesome.
Marvelous people to work with. Very gracious, and just marvelous.
And then on your background, you also worked with a very well-known lady, Maxine Nightingale, who is a disco queen during her time.
Maxine was brilliant. She is just brilliant. A consummate professional. I learned so much from her. She would bring in a song to the band to learn, and by the time she brought it to us, she already had it totally learned. She had all her choreography down. She knew exactly what she wanted out of the music, out of the band. She had a very, very specific vision for each song. And my job was kind of to translate it because she didn't have the vocabulary. She didn't have the musician's vocabulary, but she had the concept, exactly what she wanted. And so it was my job for her to give me the concept and then for me to translate it into musician.
Wow.
And we just had a marvelous time together. She had an extensive theatrical background before she got into disco. She planned really to be on Broadway and was actually played Mary Magdalene on the West End in England. And so we kind of co-produced a number of theatrical productions together as well over the course of about 4 or 5 years, and just had a marvelous time.
Well, not leaving out more that came your way, you also performed at the St. Lucia Jazz Festival, and there was another major festival as well. And tell me about performing with Rihanna, as being the opening for Rihanna and Babyface.
Yeah, that was the St. Lucia Jazz Festival. It was very interesting what they did. I thought it was very clever. Rihanna had a couple of major hits by that time in 2006, and so they had her to open the show, and then our band that was very much of a straight ahead jazz band performed, and then another band, Kenny Garrett, who's kind of a free jazz performer, and then he was followed by Babyface, and so it was a jazz festival, but they sandwiched the jazz in between two pop stars, bring a larger audience in, which I thought was very clever of them. Rihanna was really polished. It's like she was like 16 at that point in time, and was just kind of breaking on the scene. It was very interesting to watch from the side of the stage, and watch her go through her moves and do her performance.
Well, that's great. Well, listen, I'm trying to keep one eye on the clock, and there's an announcement that our producer wants us to make so that our public knows that they can now go to Apple iPad if they have an iPad, or I'm not too familiar with some of this stuff because I'm still kind of old-fashioned. I've got an Android. Verizon, can you hear me now? One of those. But those of you who have Apple can go to your iPad, and you can now upload the Easy Way Radio Network. And Eric, he's just really amazing. He's got so many shows and television outlets. He's got over 200 TV outlets that are connected to Easy Way Network. So just go to that, and you'll be able to see the shows in the archives, and this including your show. I think we're hearing your music now. If we can get them to bring it up, because we're getting ready to go. And he also wants me to mention it. Search the Easy Way Network when they go on the Apple Store.
Right. Well, let me make my plug then. All the music you can hear is available on StephenGary.net.
Okay.
Find the album there.
StephenGary.net.
StephenGary.net. That'll hook you up to where the music's available on iTunes and Amazon and CD Baby and Spotify and wherever fine downloads are sold.
Well, that's great, Stephen, and thank you for coming on as a guest.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Carmelita.
Okay, let's give it a listen.
Each night I'm working with the band. You wake up to say hello. I go to sleep and I don't know when you leave home.
How much more can we take of this? How could life have become so bland? Neither of us phones to leave. Funny how we still believe there's no place like home.
'Cause we're still friends. You can talk to me, yeah. I know we can make it right, even if it takes all night, 'cause we're still friends. People are movers and changers. Seems like we're drifting apart.
Before we two become strangers,
let's try again, heart to heart.
All right. And thank you, Carmelita. Carmelita has such interesting guests on her show. Talented, like Carmelita is. When you're ever with Carmelita at an event, I've said this many times before, you're talking to her, and all of a sudden you turn around, she's gone because she's up on a stage singing. U.S. Airlines seek more than $50 billion. Wow. A lot of stuff. I try to get you guys all this news. There's so much stuff popping up on the news. Well, just go on your iPhone or whatever and keep up to date on everything. But we have, Reatha and I, we do our gems now, and we've got reports from all over. But Reatha's at an audition. She's in the films and all kinds of projects. So she's off to an audition. Good luck, Reatha, on that. And we have a special guest going to be on with me now, and he's our partner in so many things. Matt J. Doyle, he's a real estate expert, and I love talking to him because I like real estate. It's an up and down thing, but it's very interesting. And he's the founder of TAP Interviews, which is excelling exponentially. And he's an actor, a producer, entrepreneur. Now, when I say entrepreneur, a lot of people say they're entrepreneurs, but he is really in the know on being an entrepreneur and successful. And, being a Hollywood actor, I don't know where he finds the time to do all this with his business ownerships and everything. He's been on red carpets and interviews celebrities, Richard Dreyfuss, and many more via his TAP Interviews. So, Matt, are you on with us?
Good morning, Jim. Thank you very much for that edification.
I love it, Matt, and I love seeing you at the events. You're always in the spotlight, it seems, and you have so much going on. Because how do you differentiate between all your expertise? Do you go where it's more interesting? Because you are an expert in real estate, and boy, I could ask you 1,000 questions on that now. But your involvement with Easy Way, it's been a pleasure having you in the Easy Way family, and I hope it's been a game changer for you because we just love having you around. You're so gifted and talented in so many fields. Where do I start? I mean, you're your involvement in real estate, and then what was the transition, Matt, to you were big into real estate, and then you switched and you added to your portfolio the acting and the producing and so on, and now you have tap interviews. What is it that draws you to these different fields?
To be honest, good advice from other people.
There you go. Yeah, that's a good answer.
Yeah, sorry, Jim, but it was actually Eric that advised me to set up the Facebook page and group for tap interviews. That was his idea.
Comes up with a lot of ideas. Yeah.
Yeah, and just going back to what you said about the Easy Way fam. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. What were you going to say?
Well, I've seen it is a game changer, and I've seen what Eric's created, and how he's affected people, and it does make a big difference. And with this new age, people can get into a certain, whatever you want to call it, they're just going along, and they come across them, and all of a sudden things start changing. And I suppose you could testify to that, huh, Matt?
Oh, absolutely, James. My website statistics are around 2,000 a month now for new visitors.
Wow.
That has a lot to do with the fact that I put my website on those videos that Eric put on Easy Way TV network.
Ah.
And also
right,
they type in I put my name in the credits and all the other people that were on the show. They look you up on the internet.
So it expands from that, because I see you're just more and more out there.
Yeah, well, I found out a secret. Do you all want to hear a secret?
Yeah, we love secrets.
Okay, I was taking cold reading classes at Margie Haber Studio, and this girl got a guest star role on a big budget TV show.
Uh-huh.
And she came in to do her read, and she said, "Can you believe it? I got 2,000 emails today. Someone found my email address on IMDb, and all these people said I did a great job on the show that I got booked on." That taught me a lesson. That's what people do. They watch the credits and then they go to the internet.
Oh, very interesting.
That's where I learned that. That was many years ago. I learned that secret.
Well, that's a good one to share, and thank you for sharing that with us. Man, it's a new age today, and it all comes down to what you enjoy. Like Jeffrey was saying, in the enjoyment of what you're into makes a big difference, and you evidently enjoy the doors that are opening. And has it affected your income at all, being associated with the Easy way of thinking?
Oh, absolutely. Last month I made 500 plus 150, 650 just through a couple of things that Eric helped me with. One was the IMDb and the other one was the SAG voucher.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can make money through the fact that we have this channel to put the show on, which is the Easy Way Network, which is so prestigious.
It's growing leaps and bounds, man, I'll tell you. Like we were saying, with the Wall of Fame, I mean, you're on the Wall of Fame. Congratulations. And
thank you.
And the awards, I believe you were nominated for an award, right?
Yeah, I saw one there. I believe it's for the Easy Way fam, and Denise told me that I'm going to be nominated for Producer of the Year award as well.
Well, congratulations. Were you at the Golden Gala?
I couldn't go because I had a community college class, and it was the first class, and if you don't turn up to that one, they drop you.
Oh, that's right. I think you shared that with me.
So I had to take care of that, and I ended up getting an A in the course, so thank you for letting me do that.
All right.
Yeah. So I got an A.
Congratulations. And
Thank
and
you,
Matt,
but I'll be at the next one, Jim. Sorry to cut you off. I will definitely prioritize to be at the next one.
Well, we got you locked in on that. But Matt, it's a different life. It's like you're in real estate. People go do their business, but the other side of it, and a lot of the stuff Eric's involved in, it is a different life because you're kind of out there and you're in places where you normally wouldn't be at a red carpet. Like I see you on the carpet at different really cool events, and instead of maybe researching something at home on the internet in the evening, you're out at a red carpet interviewing, like, who did you have there? Richard Dreyfuss and several people, right?
And Kate, remember Kate? Remember what she's done for us?
Oh, Kate Linder.
Look,
wow.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's been on The Young and Restless since 1982. She has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Oh, yeah. I was sitting next to Kate and her mother at the last event.
Yeah.
Oh, it's exciting, And
it is.
It's fun seeing everything evolve, Like what I remember when we met you, and God, you're just into so much stuff.
Yeah, well, my secret is I just prioritize the most important things to do each day that are going to lead you to the greatest success.
Well, you mentioned Kate. She's an Easy Way legend and a Wall of Famer. And I was on the stage with, Frank Shankowitz and Kate and everybody, and we were in the legends. And I think I said to Frank, or I forgot who it was on stage. We're about 6 or 7 of us, and I said, "Does this mean we're old?" When you hear the term legend.
Well, it doesn't matter what age you are, Jim. It doesn't matter what age you are. All that matters is that you are the age that you are. Thank God you lived that long, and hopefully you'll live a little bit longer.
That's true. Hey, we're still here. That's a good thing. But it's been exciting, Matt, watching you, move along and advance to all these different, with your show and the artist process, the tap interviews. I mean, you have so much going on there, and I'm starting to see you all over with the carpets and the shows and everything. It's really rewarding for us too when Eric's working with you and he sees a lot of stuff going on. What kind of advice could you give someone that's maybe an entrepreneur or maybe thinking of moving to that arena of working 9 to 5 and getting out, maybe doing a book or trying a different business? What kind of advice would you give them as far as caution goes or whatever?
I would say to them, I don't think you need to be cautious, but you do need to do your research on the internet on who you're dealing with.
That's good. I like that.
So they really need to check out Eric and myself and other people in our team and see what we're doing. And then they'll understand. That's
one thing I've noticed, Matt, is, we've been to a lot of events, and a lot of people say a lot of things like so-and-so showing up and this and that, and a lot of times you go there and like, oh, well, wait, where are they? Well, I saw their flyer, and they had all these celebrities there, but yet when you get there, like, where did they go? That's like, and yet when one of the reputations Eric has is what he says happens. It comes to fruition. And you probably noticed that when you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Eric's fantastic. The way he's sat back and helped his clients, and he didn't get jealous. He didn't get envious. He didn't get selfish. He just kept giving them great advice that he's learned from interviewing all the stars he's interviewed and doing all the things he's done.
No, man, he really appreciates that, and we appreciate you. And just to kind of switch gears a little bit, you're a real estate guy too, and we've seen this big rate drop, and I guess you realize that when they say we're dropping down to 0 at 1.2 and so on and so forth, that doesn't really mean that the mortgage rates per se are going to be going down to no. When they say dropping to 0, that doesn't mean we're talking about mortgage rates. So, but it actually doesn't affect the 30-year notes. And when people are going out to buy a house, they call you up. Hello, we saw that rates went down to 0. Does that mean we could get a house at 0%? No, it means actually not too much on a 30-year note. Maybe on a short term or HELOC, right?
Mm-hmm. See, you do know more than me about real estate.
But how do you think the market is now? Because they say it's kind of a seller's market today, right?
Well, it is, a seller's market and a buyer's market as well, because the interest rates are low. They went down low,
exactly.
And they did go up a little. They did go up a little bit last week, but they're around 4% right now.
Yeah,
so
that's what I heard.
It's still okay for buyers, and it's still okay for sellers. The only thing interrupting the whole economy, of course, is COVID-19. Hopefully, that'll go away.
Yeah, that's a big game changer. When they shut down countries.
But the most important thing to remember is good will defeat evil. We will get through this. We will win. And that's a fact. And we're winning in life. We set up these great websites. You've seen it all on the internet. All you got to do is just type in Eric Zuley or Matt J. Doyle. All this stuff will come up. So they can no longer deny that we can help to make them famous.
So, Matt, like with all the stuff going on, you talk about it on the carpet with the virus, with whatever the celebrities are doing with their shows and their movies and everything. You cover all the bases. How would somebody out there listening now? How would they have a chance of being involved with Tapped Interviews, getting an interview or the artist process or whatever?
Just approach me by email, phone, however you can. Get in front of my face and say, I want to do an interview with you, and I will try to find a time to schedule it. I will do my best.
Well, all right, guys, did you hear that? And Matt will interview you, and we're going to have a log, because we got people calling in and asking questions like that, and so it's
Absolutely.
Exciting, Matt. We love working with you and having you on, and I love seeing you at the carpet. And I know things have slowed down a little bit in Hollywood, but it'll start picking up, like you say. And then we have our big events coming up. We have our event in September at Newport Beach, Fashion Island, the Golden Gala, and in his presence. It's going to be exciting. We're going to be seeing you on stage, and Matt J. Doyle is taking off. Boy, I'll tell you, congratulations, man.
Thank you, James. And here's my final word, because I know you want to wrap up. I don't think I'm better than you. I don't think I'm worse than you. I think I'm equal to you, and we're all equal, and we can all be stars. I believe we're all capable of it. You've seen it happen to me and Eric. Now, do you want it to happen to you? And all the people that Eric's associated with as well, like James Zuley, Reatha Gray, Kate Linden. They're all famous too. So now do you want it too?
There you go. I love it, Matt. Thank you so much. You're amazing. You have a good heart. You just, every time I get to see it, you just like helping people, and you're just a total asset to our team. We love having you with us. Thank you, Matt, for coming on.
And thank you for your text to me saying about how great God is and how you want to keep me on the team and all that. You know what I'm talking about. I love you all.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Peace be with you all.
Thank you, Matt. And guys,
thank you, James.
Thank you. We love having you on. And the Easy Way Wall of Fame, easywaywall.com. Create a free profile. You get news, updates, and you find out about all our events and everything. easywayinfo.com. Eric put it together. So subscribe to easywaylist.com. And we got radio, TV. Everything is getting to another level. And remember, starting in April, we will have a podcast category of all our Radio Boomer live shows. And there's a lot of interesting stuff, guys, because I've done tons of research with real pros in various fields. So when you go back to our archive shows, you'll hear some really great stuff on health. And this is from the top health people, and real estate, investing, whatever, insurance. We got it all covered. And the Radio Boomer live shows on the Apple Store, on EasyWay Network, and soon on Android. So go to easywayinfo.com, guys. And Easy Way Broadcasting and Blog Talk Radio and iHeart Radio, exciting to say the least. So for Radio Boomers Live, guys, we got to sign off. So be careful, keep your hands washed, don't touch your face, and keep moving, keep the faith. Till next week, Monday morning, Radio Boomers Live, signing out.
Thank you for listening to Radio Boomers Live with your hosts, Reatha Gray, Star Betty White's Off Their Rockers, and Easy's dad, Jim Zuley. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Radio Boomers Live. Radio Boomers Live is brought to you by the Easy Way Broadcasting Network. That's the letter E, the letter Z, Broadcasting Network.